Good morning, everybody. It's Daniel. How you guys doing today? I woke up for the need for a little bit of prayer, and I have my handy dandy book with me. So we're gonna read from this. We're in Genesis 4, just to kind of get us in the mood to start our day. Now, a lot has been on me lately because I'm back in college. I'm taking a couple classes. My father had passed, you know about that. And I kind of squared away all his final estates and things are in order. So now I can finally move on a bit, if you will. And I have a big day today. I have work, I have homework due, I have a lot of things. And so reading from here is going to be really beneficial. So it says, now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have gotten a man with the help of the Lord. And again she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain a worker of the ground. In the course of time, Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit of the ground, and Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for his Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard. So Cain was very angry, and his face fell. The Lord said to Cain, why are you angry, and why is your face fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Its desire is contrary to you, but you must rule over it. Cain spoke to Abel and his brother, and when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel your brother? He said, I do not know, and I am not am I and am I my brother's keeper? And the Lord said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground, and now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground from your hand, it shall no longer yield to you its strength. You shall be a fugitive and wanderer on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me today away from the ground, and from your face I shall be hidden. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. Then the Lord said to him, not so. If anyone kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord put a mark on Cain, lest any who found him should attack him. Then Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. When he built a city, he called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad fathered Mehuel. All right, there's a little bit of a lineage, and then all the way go down to Lamech, and Lamech had two wives. The name of the one was Ada, and the name of the other was Zillah. Ada bore Jabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all those who play the lyre and pipe. Zillah also bore Tubal Cain. He was the forger of all instruments of bronze and iron. The sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. You wives of Lamech, listen to what I say. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for striking me. If Cain's revenge is sevenfold, then Lamech's is 77-fold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and called him Seth. For she said, God has appointed for me another offspring instead of Abel. For Cain killed him. To Seth also a son was born, and he called him Enosh. At that time, the people began to call upon the name of the Lord. Okay, so we know in this chapter, it's the famous story about how there were two brothers. One gave a better gift than the other, and the other brother got jealous and therefore he killed the brother with the better gift. One gave something soft like fruit or leaves, or, grass, greens, things like that. I suppose, or nuts and berries, let's say, and the other gave like livestock, which is like meat. So, and then the God punished Cain, but not so much that Cain, was killed or depressed. And in a way, God helped Cain by comforting him, saying that nobody should put their hands on him. And then Cain went on to have a productive life with children and wives and roles. And so I suppose Jesus might have came from Cain somehow in the lineage when you think about it. Because if Jesus is related to Adam and Eve, Jesus must be related to Cain, because Cain's the only living offspring there. The next chapter, chapter 5, is going to be just patriarchy, which is Adam descendant to Noah. As we all know, that chapter is kind of boring. It's nothing but names and ages, and we're gonna have to skip that. We're gonna have to go to chapter 6 next time. Well, guys, it was good reading with you. It was good being productive. It was good having a moment of prayer and thought. And I hope you liked the video. Bye.